Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Fox United here. Welcome back to a brand new F1 2017 career mode video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with part 11, which is the Hungarian Grand Prix. And finally, Chris is going to be nice to us. He actually does have an upgrade piece available for us. It is, I know it's a miracle, but anyway, as you can see, this is an extra engine power piece. And as I said before, we're now going to be taking a different route in this championship. Obviously, we are still there and thereabouts, but it's quite clear to see that the straight line speed deficit of this Red Bull car is a very, very big problem. But as you can see, with that engine upgrade placed into the car, we now have a better engine than both Williams and Ferrari, which is big. But you can see there's a massive gap between myself, Mercedes, and Force India. And I'm trying my best to close that down by bringing in all the minor engine power upgrades possible, and then I will start focusing on the likes of the chassis and the aerodynamics to really bring this Red Bull car into its own, because after the Belgium and the Italian Grand Prix, we've got a lot of very difficult tracks which are going to need to have a good chassis, otherwise we're not going to get very fast. So we need to start working on those elements as well. It's not just about the engine for this Red Bull car, although primarily it is. But anyway then, getting into the practice programs, unfortunately for the Hungarian Grand Prix, kind of struggled a little bit. The back end was a little bit slidey, I felt, in general. But I tried to get as many programs as I could done. But of course, my other big problem is that I was using my old engine parts to take on practice. And as much as that seems like a good thing, yeah, because it's, you know, helping out the engine in terms of its reliability, it really didn't help in the practice programs, and I didn't have any time to change the engine parts over. So, yeah, that was a little bit of a problem for myself there. But, as you can see, then Emma has got ourselves a brand new rival, and that is Sebastian Vettel. However, I believe Vettel was my rival in the first place, so that kind of doesn't make any changes there. But Emma definitely looked like she had more blonder hair as well. That was kind of weird to note. But anyway, our team wanted us to qualify 5th or above and also to beat Vettel. But at the moment in qualifying, we've not been doing too well. So hopefully we can try and rectify that. But you can see there my engine element's very worn, which meant obviously it was kind of useless for practice because I just didn't get any of the programs done. But we'll learn from that. And hopefully try and do better in the future programs. But anyway, moving on then into qualifying. Of course, we're doing short qualifying, obviously, because of time problems for myself regarding university. So we dropped everything to short qualifying, 25% races. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't happen. Anyway, so our first run was not too bad. Down in P7, unfortunately. Into the end of qualifying now, we come across the line. We go nearly 4/10 quicker than our previous best lap. But unfortunately, it's only good enough for P6 on the grid, which basically, they didn't really beat the team's expectations, unfortunately. It was a bad qualifying session, but you can see it's literally line of stern. It's Mercedes in front of Ferrari, in front of Red Bull, in front of Force India. So, real line of stern there, all the teams. But, yeah, unfortunately, we nearly got out-qualified by Perez and Ocon. So, again, more worrying signs as we started to fall back in this championship. And I really need to start picking it up. As, you know, we've got a long way to go in this championship, and we can't afford to bottle what was like a 50-point lead we had and start losing all of that. So we really need to get our heads down. But anyway, heading towards the Grand Prix, then all we can do is we can just hope for a good race, try and get in front. And as you can see then on the grid, the Mercedes lock out the front row, but both Ferrari cars have got grid penalties, which means we're actually going to be starting P4, which is a lot more encouraging. Raikkonen down in 8th. I believe he was in 3rd, so he's got a 5-place grid penalty for something. Vettel down in 13th, so he's obviously got a stronger grid penalty than others. And I believe also Ericsson has one as well. So it means now, theoretically, the Ferraris are clear. We don't need to worry about the Ferraris anymore. They're out of the way, and they're going to struggle to make their way through the field due to this difficult, tight, and technical track. However, we are now in a very good and strong position here to get on forwards and to make some progress here as we start things off now with the formation lap. You can see we've got the Mercedes in front of us and my teammate Ricardo. As long as we can get in front of them, we should be okay for this Grand Prix as I, again, mess around on my formation lap like I always do. But we're on the grid here now to start off this Hungarian Grand Prix. We've got 5 red lights here, and it is lights on. We go here to start the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's been an okay-ish start from us. A little bit too much wheel spin off the start there, but it's fine. But Perez has a cracking start here, but we're getting ourselves in towards turn 1, braking super late here, diving it down the inside now. Little bit of a barge down Lewis Hamilton, but up into the lead of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Fantastic start for us. That's exactly what we needed in this Grand Prix. Up into the lead, Bottas in 2nd, Hamilton in 3rd, and we have already jumped into the lead and onto lap 3 of the Grand Prix. Now to start lap 4, Hamilton has got DRS here. He's closing us onto the back of us, but you can see here, Hamilton's not quite got the straight line speed, which is weird because his engine is tied with Force India as the best engine on the grid. So why he's struggling to catch me in that scenario, I'm not quite sure, but I have no doubts Hamilton will come at us. On to lap 5 of the Grand Prix now. We're holding our own against Hamilton at the moment, but I feel like he's not turning the engine up into rich mixture, and it's only a matter of time before Lewis does get a run on us. And as you can see now, here, Hamilton with the DRS wide open. We're going to go and cover that inside line. Hamilton's going to take to the outside line, but this time he's got a much better run. Here comes Lewis Hamilton with the DRS. The two title contenders, myself and Hamilton, going head-to-head here in Hungary, and we just about fend off Hamilton, going a little bit wide on the exit there, but it's perfectly fine. So myself and Hamilton locked in combat as we have a little look behind. Perez still running strong in third. Bottas down in fourth. Ricciardo and Ocon also having a little bit of a fight here, but onto lap 6 of the Grand Prix now. And as you can see, Lewis Hamilton is still right behind us, and us two are in a very tight championship battle. Of course, the gap is about 10 points, so we really need to get on, move on here. But here comes Lewis Hamilton once again. This time, we're going to cover the outside line rather than the inside line. A bit of a different defensive tactic here. I'm going to give Hamilton that tight line tactic, see if that one works this time. And just about managing to avoid Hamilton's front wing there. We're up and in front of Lewis, and we're still in the lead of this race, but we have got a lot to do as Bottas now is going side by side with Perez here, just a little bit behind us now. You can see there's myself and Hamilton. Bottas down the inside of Perez in towards turn 2, but he's just about hiding on him there, and this time Perez has to hold off into turn 4. As Hamilton there has a look as we make the run up now, but I think I'm getting my corner names wrong. I probably am, my corner numbers even, but you can see there, this is just a little bit of a showdown of what's going on then. So myself holding my own here in this Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm not going fast, I can say that for sure. If Hamilton and the likes of Bottas and Hamilton got in front of me, I think they would shoot off into Narnia, but quite frankly, the fact that I've got the track position, that's all I'm caring about at the moment. As long as I've got the track position, I'm pretty confident I can stay in front of the two Mercedes drivers. But into the pits we go now on lap 7 here at this Hungarian Grand Prix. Hamilton pits, myself pits, and also Sergio Perez pits. Bottas stays on, Ocon stays on, and I'm not sure about Ricciardo. I don't know where he is. I believe he is going to stay on, but we're coming in for a set of soft tyres here. Can we rejoin in front of Hamilton? We can, yes. He actually got held up by Hulkenberg, you can see there, and that just gave us a little bit of comfort now in this Grand Prix. Honestly, I thought Hamilton was close enough so that when he came out of the pits, it would cause him to get the undercut on us. You know, technically, as we see the glitch there of the painting completely sucking the drivers up, which is weird. But anyway, we're now in front of Hamilton, and we've got Stoffel Van Dorn in front of us, so I believe we should be able to get past very, very quickly in this Grand Prix. And on to the end of lap 8 now. You can see that we're right on the back of Jolyon Palmer now as we try and get on the move on, because Bottas has made his pit stop, but I just don't know where he is. Has Bottas done the overcut on us? It's going to be super tight. There's Bottas there. Very close stuff, and we're going to make a late braking maneuver down the inside of all three drivers there. Kvyat, Stroll, and also Palmer is in front of, he managed to make an overtake on, and also he managed to make that move on Valtteri Bottas, because he was so fast in this Grand Prix. And on to lap 10 of the Grand Prix now. I'm making my way up the field, and I've got a big gap. Now, Lance Stroll actually had a mechanical problem, but managed to hold his own. So he was holding up the field for a good 2 or 3 laps, and you can see there, Bottas with a 1:19.5, fast lap of the race so far. He's managed to get past Lance Stroll. Now he's making the inroads. I believe I have a 5-6 second gap. That's going to come all the way down because these Mercs are just on another level. And as you can see on to lap 15 now, here comes Valtteri Bottas. So it's the other Merc now that is my worry. And to be honest, that's not a problem for me because Hamilton is my title rival. If Bottas can just stay there, that should be fine for me. But we've got some yellow flags, and Bottas has got an engine failure just behind us. So Bottas's horrible season continues here in the Hungarian Grand Prix. He's out of the Grand Prix. His engine has blown up. Lewis Hamilton is now my next target, or the next person to attack me. He's 2.5 seconds back, and on the end of lap 17 to start the last lap of this Hungarian Grand Prix, he is now right behind me here, and we are just giving it everything now. We've been leading since lap 1 in this Grand Prix, and we are now just trying to hold our own here. We can put the car into rich mixture. I can't even talk right now. Here comes Lewis Hamilton with that DRS. Going to give him that really tight line, but he's got such a great run as Hamilton, and we're going to dive it towards the outside line this time now. I'm going to close that door very, very sharply there, but I just give him a little bit of space there. You can see I moved the wheel halfway through the apex because I just thought I was actually going to clatter Hamilton, and I didn't want to make contact with him, so I gave him a little bit of space, but I made sure that I closed the door so harshly that it sort of interrupted his line, made him back out of it, and then I sort of like, you know, moved over to give him that little extra space, which he obviously wouldn't be able to have had because he would have been flustered by me slamming the door shut. But the gap is 2 tenths now, and as you can see, we've pretty much survived the biggest threat from Lewis Hamilton of that pit straight and then that run up towards turn 4 and even the charge down towards turn 2 as well. So we've held our own, and now in this middle sector we now need to stay calm and composed. The race is not done yet. One mistake and Hamilton will come through and steal a race win, which we cannot afford to drop points against Lewis Hamilton here. Running a little bit wide on this exit here, but it's okay. We've done very, very well in this middle sector now. We're coming up to the final sector of this Hungarian Grand Prix. It's been very close. It's been very intense. It's been a great scrap between myself and Lewis Hamilton here. Back end sliding as the tyres starting to scream a little bit here now. Into the last corner for the final time here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's been a while since we've been on the top step of the podium, but we're back on top here in Hungary, and that's exactly what we wanted. P1 here at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hamilton takes second place. Unfortunately, Lewis, it was a head-to-head scrap between myself and him, and we managed to come out on top, which is exactly what we wanted. Great result, and that means that there's some little bit of less pressure put on myself in this title race, and it also means that there is a little bit more of a margin now between myself and Lewis Hamilton as we head towards Belgium and Italy, which are going to be extremely strong for the Mercedes cars. And in fact, it's going to be even more strong because Hamilton and Bottas, and I would say the Ferraris, I probably could have beaten the Ferraris here today, but Hamilton and Bottas were on another level when it came to even this circuit, the Hungarian Grand Prix, a track they're not very decent at in real terms. But they were flying. They were over a second a lap faster. So taking any points we can out of Hamilton is crucial for this title race, because this one, I think this might be the first title race where it really does go down to the wire, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm relishing the challenge. It's been very, very, very tough indeed, even in this Red Bull car, to get things right, but we managed to do a very, very good job, and the team can finally celebrate, and hopefully we can take some momentum. That's the biggest thing. If we can get some momentum now flowing and try and win the next few races, that will really put us on course in this championship. Having a look then at the full race classification, you can see that Lewis Hamilton finished just 2 tenths behind us, which was so close, and you can see that his lap time was 1.2 seconds faster. Bottas there and Kimi Raikkonen were the drivers that DNF'd. I couldn't find where Raikkonen DNF'd, so I didn't really show that. In the Drivers' Championship now, you can see that it is definitely a 2-horse race between myself and Lewis Hamilton, with the gap being 17 points behind between the two of us, and then 59 points to Vettel, and Bottas is nowhere in sight. In the Constructors' Championship, however, Red Bull have managed to gain on Ferrari, with I believe both myself and Ricciardo beating Vettel and Raikkonen here today, which is absolutely massive. And of course, with their grid penalties, really helped us out, which I'm very happy for. So holding our own in the Drivers' and the Constructors' Championship, we've still got a long way to go in this season before it is over, and there are plenty of twists and turns that can happen in this Grand Prix. Like, for an example, my incident in Azerbaijan. I believe Hamilton has had a DNF in this season as well. But anyway, as you can see, resource points stacking up, and that's exactly what we're going to need, because we're going to need to be making a lot of upgrades, as obviously this car really needs to just keep developing all the way until the season's end. That's where we need to go. But guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, feel free to drop it a like, and if you are new around here as well, why not click the subscribe button if you enjoy the content that you watch. And until then guys, I'll see you next time. Take care all. Peace.